So, let's dive into what's coming up on The Young and the Restless, because things are about to get seriously intense, especially in Vegas. Friday's episode is setting the stage for some major drama, and honestly, it feels like everything is about to spiral out of control. We're starting off in Las Vegas, where Adam Newman finds himself right in the middle of a very risky situation. Now, if you've been following along, you already know that Risa Thompson is not someone to underestimate. She's mysterious, she's bold, and right now, she seems very interested in Adam. Risa makes it clear that her partner is eager to meet Adam. And not just casually, this is something she's pushing for. She wants to lock in a meeting as soon as possible. The way she says it? It's not really a suggestion, it's more like a setup. Adam, of course, plays along. He doesn't show any hesitation on the surface. In fact, he pretends like he's totally into the idea. He agrees, keeps his cool, and even leans into Risa's flirtation. But let's be real here, Adam is calculating every move. Risa then takes things a step further. She suggests that if everything goes well with her partner, the two of them could celebrate privately. Now this is where things get complicated. Adam goes along with it. He kisses her again, acting like he's interested in taking things further. But deep down, we all know that's not what he actually wants. Because there's one big reason holding him back: Chelsea Lawson. No matter how messy Adam's life gets, crossing that line with Risa would be a massive betrayal. And Adam knows it. So what we're seeing here is Adam walking a very thin line. He's pretending, he's manipulating the situation, but at the same time, he's trying not to lose himself in the process. But the big question is, how long can he keep this up? Because pretending can only take you so far, especially when emotions and danger are both involved. Now, let's shift gears to Nick Newman. While Adam is busy playing his dangerous game, Nick is about to walk straight into one. Matt Clark is also in Vegas, and he has a very specific plan in mind, and that plan involves Nick. Matt manages to track down which hotel suite belongs to Nick. And once he finds it, he doesn't hesitate. He lets himself in and hides, waiting patiently for Nick to return. This isn't just a confrontation he wants, this is an ambush. And here's where things get really tense. Nick eventually comes back to his room, but something feels off. You know that instinct you get when something isn't right? Nick gets that feeling the moment he walks in. The room might look normal, everything might seem fine, but there's just this tension in the air. Like someone is watching. Like something is about to happen. And he's right. Because Matt is already there, hiding out of sight, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Now, even though Nick senses that something is wrong, it might already be too late. Matt is prepared. He's not just there to talk. He's there to take action. And from the looks of it, this ambush is going to get physical fast. There are hints that Matt could actually throw a bag over Nick's head to gain control. And it doesn't stop there. There's also a possibility that drugs might be involved. Which makes this situation even more dangerous. Because if Matt pulls this off, Nick could end up completely powerless and in serious trouble. So now we've got two major storylines happening at the same time in Vegas. On one side, Adam is dealing with Risa and whatever trap she might be setting. And on the other side, Nick is walking straight into Matt's ambush. Both brothers are in danger, they just don't fully realize it yet. Alright, now let's shift away from Vegas for a moment, because back in Genoa City, things are getting just as intense, but in a completely different way. This time, it's not about action or ambushes. It's about fear, uncertainty, and that gut feeling that something is seriously wrong. We start with Chelsea Lawson. Now, Chelsea has been trying to stay calm, trying to trust that Adam can handle himself. But the longer she goes without hearing from him, the harder that becomes. At first, it's just a little concern. Maybe he's busy, maybe he's dealing with something. But as time passes, that concern slowly turns into anxiety. Because deep down, Chelsea knows Adam has a habit of getting himself into dangerous situations. And right now, he's in Vegas, not exactly the safest place considering everything going on. And she's not the only one feeling it. Sharon Newman is going through the exact same thing when it comes to Nick. She tries calling him, no answer. She tries again, still nothing. And that's when the worry really starts to sink in. Because Nick is not the kind of person who just disappears. He doesn't ignore calls, especially not when things are already tense. So for Sharon, this silence? It's not normal. It's a red flag. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Chelsea and Sharon start comparing notes. They realize that neither Adam nor Nick has been in contact. At all. And suddenly, it's not just a coincidence anymore. It feels connected. Like something bigger is going on. You can almost feel the tension building between them. They don't have proof that anything is wrong, but they can feel it. That instinct that tells you something isn't right? Yeah, both of them have it. And it's getting stronger by the minute. Chelsea starts thinking about everything Adam has been dealing with lately, especially the situation involving Riza. She knows there's more going on than Adam is telling her. And now, with no way to reach him? Her imagination starts filling in the blanks. Worst-case scenarios. Danger. Betrayal. Anything is possible at this point. Sharon, on the other hand, is focused on Nick. She knows him better than almost anyone. So when she can't get in touch with him, she doesn't just brush it off. She takes it seriously. Because if Nick is silent, there's usually a reason. And it's rarely a good one. At this point, both women are on edge. They try to stay rational. They try to tell themselves everything is fine. But let's be honest. They don't believe that. Not anymore. And then comes the big question. Do they just sit back and wait? Or do they take action? Because waiting is starting to feel impossible. Every minute that passes without hearing anything makes things worse. The uncertainty, the helplessness, it's too much. So now, Chelsea and Sharon start seriously considering something drastic. What if they go to Vegas themselves? Think about it. It makes sense. If they can't get answers over the phone. If they can't reach Adam and Nick. Then maybe the only way to find out what's really going on is to go there in person. And honestly, that decision could change everything. Because if they do go to Vegas, they might walk straight into the chaos that's already unfolding. They have no idea what's happening there. No idea how dangerous things have become. But at the same time, doing nothing doesn't feel like an option anymore. Now, while all of this tension is building, there's another emotional storyline happening, and this one hits on a much deeper level. Let's talk about Lily Winters. Lily is dealing with something huge right now. Something that could change her life and her family forever. She decides to approach Holden Novak. Now, this is not an easy conversation. Not even close. Because what they're dealing with? It's complicated, emotional, and honestly, overwhelming. Lily knows that Holden has just learned the truth about his biological connection. That they're half-siblings. And that kind of revelation? It shakes you. It makes you question everything. Your past, your identity, your place in the world. So when Lily approaches him, she doesn't come in with pressure. She comes in with understanding. She knows his head must be spinning right now. And she respects that. But at the same time, she has something important to ask. Something that could mean life or death. Because this isn't just about family secrets anymore. It's about Malcolm Winters. Malcolm is in serious trouble. He needs a bone marrow transplant. And time is not on his side. So Lily opens up to Holden. She speaks from the heart. She explains the situation, how critical it is, how much is at stake. And then she makes her plea. She asks him to consider being tested. To see if he could be a match. To possibly save Malcolm's life. Now think about what that means for Holden. He's just found out about this family. Just learned that Malcolm is his biological father. And now, He's being asked to step up in a huge way. That's a lot to process. A lot to take in. But Lily isn't forcing him. She's not demanding anything. She's just asking. Hoping. Because in her mind, this could be Malcolm's only chance. And as emotional as this moment is, it's also full of uncertainty. Will Holden agree? Will he go through with the testing? And if he does, what will the results be? Because everything is hanging on that. Alright, now this is where everything starts to explode. We're heading straight back to Vegas, and this time, the tension we've been building? Yeah, it finally snaps. Let's pick up with Nick Newman. He's just walked into his hotel suite, and that uneasy feeling we talked about before? It's still there. Stronger now. He pauses for a second. Looks around. Everything seems normal, but it doesn't feel normal. And that's when it happens. Out of nowhere, Matt Clark makes his move. No warning. No conversation. Just action. Matt lunges straight at Nick, catching him completely off guard. And for a split second, Nick doesn't even have time to react. That's how fast this is. Matt goes for control immediately. He's not trying to scare Nick. He's trying to overpower him. There's a struggle. A real one. Nick fights back, because that's who he is. He's not going down without a fight. They crash into furniture. Things get knocked over. The room turns into chaos in seconds. Nick tries to break free. He throws punches, pushes back, tries to create space. And for a moment, it actually looks like he might turn things around. But Matt came prepared. This wasn't random. This was planned. At the right moment, Matt pulls out something unexpected. A bag. And before Nick can fully react, Matt forces it over his head. Now everything changes. Nick can't see. His breathing becomes restricted. His balance is thrown off. Panic starts to set in. And that's exactly what Matt wants. Because in a situation like this, control is everything. Nick is still fighting. Still struggling. But now he's at a serious disadvantage. And then comes the most dangerous part. There are hints that Matt may use something more than just force. Something chemical. Possibly drugs. If that happens, Nick doesn't stand a chance. Because once that kicks in, it's over. He won't be able to fight back. He won't even be able to stay conscious. And that raises a terrifying question. What does Matt actually want to do with him? Because this isn't just about a fight anymore. This feels bigger. More calculated. More dangerous. Matt didn't just want to confront Nick. He wanted to take him down. Completely. And now, he might actually succeed. Now, while all of this is happening, let's cut over to Adam Newman. Because believe it or not, he's walking into a different kind of danger. Adam is still with Reza Thompson. Still playing his role. Still pretending like he's interested in everything she's offering. But the situation? It's getting deeper. And riskier. Reza is not backing off. If anything, she's getting more confident. More comfortable. She keeps pulling Adam in. Flirting harder. Pushing boundaries. Testing how far he'll go. And Adam? He keeps playing along. He smiles. He responds. He even gets physically close again. But behind all of that, he's thinking. Calculating. Trying to stay one step ahead. Because he knows something isn't right. That meeting with her partner? That's not just a casual introduction. That's something bigger. It could be a setup. A trap. Or worse. Something he's not prepared for. But here's the problem. Adam can't back out now. If he suddenly pulls away, if he shows hesitation, Riza will notice. And if she notices, everything could fall apart. So Adam keeps going deeper into the situation, even though every instinct is probably telling him to stop. And then there's the emotional side of it. Chelsea. Because no matter how focused Adam is on the situation, there's a line he doesn't want to cross. Getting too close to Riza? That's dangerous in more ways than one. Not just physically, but emotionally. Because if he goes too far, there's no coming back from that. And Nick already called him out on it earlier. Question how far he's willing to go. Now we're about to find out the answer. Because the pressure is building from every direction. On one side, Adam is trying to handle Riza and whatever plan she's part of. On the other side, Nick is literally fighting for control of his life. Two brothers. Two separate dangers. Same city. And neither of them fully understands how bad things are about to get. Because if Matt succeeds with Nick, and if Riza's plan with Adam goes the wrong way, this could turn into something much bigger than anyone expected. Something that changes everything. Alright, after all the action and tension in Vegas, now we're stepping into something much deeper. This part of the story? It's not about fights or traps. It's about life, family, and a decision that could change everything forever. Let's go back to Lily Winters and Holden Novak. Their conversation didn't end with just questions. It opened the door to something much bigger. Because now, everything comes down to one thing. The test results. Holden has agreed to get tested. And now, they're waiting. That waiting period. It's heavy. It's emotional. It's the kind of silence that feels louder than anything. Lily is trying to stay strong. Trying to keep hope alive. But inside? She's terrified. Because she knows what's at stake. This isn't just about finding out if Holden is a match. This is about Malcolm Winter's survival. Malcolm's condition is serious. Aplastic anemia is not something you can ignore. Without a bone marrow transplant, the outcome could be devastating. And Lily knows it. Every second feels like time is slipping away. Now think about Holden. He's dealing with all of this at once. First, he finds out that Malcolm is his biological father. That alone is enough to shake anyone. Then, he learns he has a half-sister, Lily. A whole family he didn't even know existed. And before he can fully process any of that, he's being asked to possibly save his father's life. That's not a small responsibility. That's huge. You can see it in the way he reacts. The way he pauses. The way he thinks before speaking. This isn't just a decision. It's a turning point in his life. But despite all of that, Holden doesn't walk away. He listens to Lily. He understands the situation. And most importantly, he cares. Even though this family is new to him, there's still a connection. Something real. And now, we finally reach the moment. The results come in. This is it. The moment everything has been building toward. Lily is holding her breath. Waiting. Hoping. Because if Holden is a match, there's a chance. A real chance to save Malcolm. And if he's not? That's a reality no one wants to face. So what happens? There are strong hints that Holden might actually be a match. And if that's true, everything changes. Suddenly, hope comes rushing back in. After all the fear, all the uncertainty, there's finally something to hold on to. But even then, the story doesn't get easier. Because being a match is just the beginning. Now comes the next question. Is Holden willing to go through with the procedure? Because donating bone marrow isn't simple. It's not easy. It takes commitment, strength, and courage. Lily knows this. That's why she doesn't push too hard. She speaks from the heart again. She reminds Holden what this could mean. Not just for Malcolm, but for all of them. A second chance. A future. More time. And you can feel the emotion in that moment. This isn't just about biology anymore. It's about family. Choice. Sacrifice. Holden is standing at a crossroads. On one side, he could walk away. No one would blame him. It's a lot to take on. But on the other side, he could step up. Do something incredible. Save a life. And not just any life. His father's life. Meanwhile, Malcolm has no idea how things will turn out. He's waiting too. Fighting. Holding on. And that makes everything even more emotional. Because while Lily and Holden are having these conversations, Malcolm's future is hanging in the balance. Every decision matters. Every moment counts. And for Lily, this is personal. She's already been through so much with her family. Loss. Betrayal. Pain. She's not ready to lose her father too. So she holds on to hope. Even when it's hard. Even when it feels uncertain. Because right now, hope is all she has. Everything we've been building toward, all the tension, all the emotion, all the danger. It's all coming together now. And honestly, things are about to reach a breaking point. Let's go back to Vegas one last time. Because what's happening there? It's not slowing down. It's getting worse. Nick Newman is still in a terrifying situation. Matt Clark's ambush wasn't just a moment of violence. It was the beginning of something much bigger. At this point, Nick is barely holding on. He's disoriented. Struggling. Trying to fight through whatever Matt has done to him. If that bag, if those possible drugs have taken full effect, then Nick is in serious trouble. And here's the scary part. We still don't know what Matt's endgame is. Is this about revenge? Power? Sending a message? Or is it something even darker? Because the way Matt planned this, the way he executed it, this wasn't random. This was personal. And if Nick can't break free soon, the consequences could be devastating. Now at the same time, Adam Newman is getting pulled deeper into Reza Thompson's world. And it's becoming clear. This is not a game he can control anymore. That meeting with her partner? It's coming. And it feels like a point of no return. Adam has been trying to stay one step ahead. Trying to act like he's in control. But the truth is, he's walking into something dangerous. Something unpredictable. Reza has been setting the stage this entire time. Every conversation. Every move. Every moment of flirtation. It all leads to this. And Adam knows it. But he doesn't have a way out. Not without raising suspicion. Not without putting himself at even greater risk. So he keeps going. Even though everything is telling him to stop. And then there's Chelsea. Back in Genoa City, she's reached her limit. Waiting? That's no longer an option. The silence from Adam. It's too much. The worry. The fear. It's taken over. And when she connects the dots with Sharon? That's it. They both realize something is seriously wrong. Two men. Same city. No contact. That's not a coincidence. So they make a decision. A big one. They're going to Vegas. No more waiting. No more guessing. They need answers. But what they don't realize is that they're heading straight into danger? Because by the time they get there, things might already be out of control. Now let's shift back to the emotional side of the story. Because while chaos is unfolding in Vegas, a life-changing decision is being made elsewhere. Holden Novak stands at the center of it. The test results have brought hope. A possible match. A possible miracle. But now comes the hardest part. The choice. Will he go through with the donation? Will he take that step? Because this isn't just about saving Malcolm Winters. It's about accepting a family he just discovered. It's about stepping into a role he never expected. And it's about sacrifice. Lily Winters is still holding on to hope. Still believing that Holden will say yes. Because in her heart, she knows this could be the moment that saves her father. But she also understands something important. This has to be Holden's decision. No pressure. No guilt. Just choice. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. Because whatever he decides, it will change everything. For him. For Lily. For Malcolm. For all of them. And that's where everything stands as we head into what's next. Two brothers in danger.